Welcome to the first leg, the opening competition of the 2022 Major League Show Jumping season, taking place here at TBird Show Park in Vancouver on Canada's west coast. This stunning venue will play host to 4 days of 5-star show jumping action, and we have a stellar lineup of top rider talent and world-class horsepower. This sweeping grass arena will see all of the action taking place for both the individual and the team competitions, where the riders and horses will be battling it out for top honours on Saturday and Sunday. The stage has been set for the opening leg of the 2022 season. This is Major League.
I'm Danielle Toronto, and we are customers of Marshall and Sterling. They have been amazing for us, for our business. They take care of our farm, our horses, our cars. It's basically one-stop shopping for us.
I'm Jimmy Toronto. Unfortunately, we've actually had to really use Marshall and Sterling for horse deaths. And I have to say that Marshall and Sterling has been an amazing, amazing company. They have taken care of things. It's been worry-free. The person we deal with, Missy, she takes it all upon herself. Once we go to her with the claim, she does it all for us. And I have to say, since we've been with Marshall and Sterling, I just can't think of going anywhere else. I put all my trust, all my faith in them.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Pro-Tex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Pro-Tex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American Stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Integrity, caring, agility, collaboration. Every day, our people go to work delivering inspired solutions in structures and logistics, electricity, natural gas, retail energy, and ports and transportation to homes, businesses, and communities around the world. Find out more at atco.com.
Alden Brown is a proud sponsor of Thunderbird Show Park. Through our long-standing partnership with Thunderbird, we have seen firsthand the incredible impact of their events for competitors, spectators, and the community as a whole. At Alden Brown, we invest in our clients' futures and in the communities where our clients and team members live and work. Community involvement is in our firm's DNA. It was part of our founder's vision nearly 100 years ago and remains a core value of Alden Brown today. Our team members are passionate about supporting their communities, and they give back in a variety of ways. As a firm, we are proud to partner with organizations like Thunderbird Show Park that share our commitment to making an impact on our community now and for generations.
Well, we're here today with Team Eye Candy. Of course, they were the champions in the 2021 season, and they are looking very, very strong for 2022. Paul O'Shea, you were a real stalwart of that team. What makes this team so special, do you think?
I think we have a really good team spirit, and we're all trying to help each other out. The main horse I had last year was Squirt Gun, and he was great. He actually didn't have a fence down, I think, in 6. He did 6 legs, and he was clearing all of the rounds, so I'm very lucky.
And of course, Connor, you know, you are such a talent as well for the team. You've got a fantastic string of horses, but you're on great form yourself as well, you know, 5th in those world rankings at the moment. Tell us about your horses that you'll be bringing this year.
Yeah, I have a few nice horses, same as last year. I have Theo, who was very good on the team. I also have Gamble, who I had last year, and I have another one called Errol, who is looks like he's going to be a fun horse for these competitions as well.
Well, we can't wait to see what you do. And of course, another member of the team who was hugely successful is you, Jacqueline. You know, you were one of the riders who's actually appeared on the teams the most out of all of the teams last year. What makes this format so special for you?
I think the format for the team round is really interesting in that it challenges you to take some risks and really lay it on the line and go fast. I think that makes it exciting for the spectators, and it definitely makes it fun to ride.
And of course, last but not least, Daniel, you know, you're new to the team this year. You had one appearance on the Crusaders as a bit of a substitution last year. And we were speaking earlier about, you know, some of your competitions over this side of the world. And it's really special, isn't it, now to have with Major League Show Jumping so many top level competitions. You know, there's actually 4 days of 5-star competition here this weekend at Thunderbird Show Park. That's pretty special as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a big advantage for this side of the water for sure. There's always been a lot of nice shows, but this format has made it better for all the riders, owners, and obviously spectators.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck. We can't wait to see what you do this weekend and, of course, in the 2022 season.
There are 8 teams competing in round 1, and the order is decided by a draw. The ideal position, pole position, is to go last. There are 3 riders per team in round 1. Every round of the 3 riders counts towards the team total, in this case faults and time, and a combined score of all 3 for the final team score. The rankings are decided by faults first and foremost. If you drop below the cut line, you're out. Stay above the cut line and you're on to round 2 as part of the top 4. 4 in, 4 out. It's this simple for round 1. Go fast, no rails, stay above the cut line, and you're into round 2.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Langley, British Columbia, Canada, and right here to Thunderbird Show Park, proud host of world-class show jumping events, including this, the first leg of the Major League Show Jumping CSI 5-Star Series.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Major League Show Jumping, set to get into an afternoon of team sport, and it is going to be an exciting one indeed. Back into the next stage of Major League Jumping for 2022. And we're just moments away from the introduction from our anthem singer here in this fabulous venue at the first stage here of 10 we'll be seeing along the way for Major League Jumping throughout this competition and throughout this series. We're hoping we're going to be joining you on each of the stages, and we will be walking you through exactly what to expect from the Major League Jumping. So a little there of what is the explainer of how round 1 works, but 3 rounds in total, and we'll guide you by the hand as we take you through each of these stages. All you need to know is it's about a major day of speed here, with lots to come up for competition, both in the Table A to start us off, and then 2 rounds of Table C on the speed competition. That is going to be the final 2 rounds. 3 riders in each of the teams, as you heard in that first part there. And from there it is going to be down to 2 and 1. 2 riders in the second round, 1 in the final round as well, to be exactly how this works. And although that sounds maybe a little complicated, we're going to keep it nice and easy as we roll through, and it is going to be very easy to understand. Great group of teams we've got this year, 8 teams, lots of changes within the teams as well, which is good to see. Got some good moves around, some big players coming into the equation as well. And we are going to introduce you to those. They've got several of the world's top 10 as part of our lineup here for jumping for the Major League Jumping over the next few months, because this first stage is here in Thunderbird. So a little look at the course of what to expect on round 1 of competition here at TBird, our course designer Peter Grant. So round 1 is pulse and time. That's how this works. Calais fence to start us off, fence 2 to the Premier Equestrian across the centre of the arena. So they're going to have speed in mind as well, but they've got to leave the fences up in round 1. They have to in the others, but in the other rounds it counts as seconds. In this it counts as faults. Coming up from 2 to 3 to the Mench's Coffee fence, a roll back, then down the arena to the Odlum Brown triple, and then triple combination coming up at 5 BC with 2 strides and 1. Speedy run around the course past the entrance, and to the double at 7A and B is what comes up next. And 1 stride distance in there. Long run down here to the next to those on course, which will keep us on our toes. All the way around, riders going to be thinking about the time. 9 and 10 coming here on a forward stride distance. And just got to be a little bit careful through there as they come down to the final line. 11 vertical, lots of lovely colours on there. And finally the last fence in the colours of Major League Jumping. So those neon colours will be bouncing out at you as well. So that is the course for the first round. 85 seconds the time around. This is the order of go of the teams, and we'll be introducing you to those as we go. Team Legano to start us off, a new team this year. Roadrunners go second, Team Roadrunners. Third will be the newly named Coast Spies. Fourth team will be the Trailblazers. Fifth will be the team then for the Show Plus Northern Lights. Team Helios going in 6th. Champions last year, Eye Candy going in 7th spot, and the Crusaders will be last to go. Why are they last to go? Well, they get the prime spot because they competed earlier on this week in a canoe race, and they were the fastest in the race. So they finish as the prime spot, a bit like being on the grid in Formula 1. And they will get to go last in this round. But in the later rounds, you're fighting for your place. It's all about time and fault. So each of those teams have got to fight for their position in the next stage of the jumping rounds into round 2, and of course that medal round hopefully. But the key in from round 1, as we go from 8 teams down to 4, is to make sure you are in the 4, because 4 are staying in, 4 are going out. It's as simple as that after round 1 here for stage 1 of Major League Show Jumping for this $200,000 team competition at the Thunderbird Show Park. I'd say some new teams in there, some new faces, and some familiar ones from last year too to look forward to. Today, the likes will see world number 7, Kent Farrington on the opening team for Team Legano. We're going to see down towards the other end into Eye Candy, the world number 5 is Connor Swale for the Eye Candy squad as well. Remember, they're coming in on the crest of a wave, having had that wonderful success last year, winning the championship overall. So those the teams we look forward to today, and just moments away coming on to our official openings of today's big class. I'm going to welcome out onto the field Alicia Vischer for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free, from far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Major League all set to launch here in Thunderbird. Legano team to start us off. Team Legano with Hilary McNerney and Stilbe, Vanessa Hood and Cascarretto, and Kent Farrington and Chateauloup. What a 3 to start off with. So let's explain this to you. All 3 riders go in this round and their scores are all added together. Faults and time all the way through. It's all about that cut-off line being above that, being in the top 4 teams to go through to that second round. And then they decide which 2 riders go into round 2 if you're in that top 4, and finally which rider will be the one to send out to go into battle for that medal at the end. If you're looking at this team, would it be Kent Farrington? You'll see those are going to be the team decisions that they have to make here, and it's going to make it very, very interesting indeed. Team Legano, new team this year onto Major League Jumping, and it is going to be one that could shake things up. Certainly lots of changes. We'll be taking you through those changes as we go. And some of the teams like Eye Candy staying with a winning formula. Is it going to be another winning one? We will wait and see. But the first, the teams just making their way up and all set to go. So that's going to be the first of our teams. Hilary McNerney and Vanessa Hood and Kent Farrington, very much with a US feel to the team, as the first teams making their way up for Team Legano. Coming under the tower, there you go, the cut line, that's exactly how it works. And you will see the teams going above or below. You don't want to be below that cut line. That is the key. So the first of the riders in the ring and set to go. This is Hilary McNerney and Stilber. And alongside me is Hannah Robson to take us through that. You saw her with a few interviews a little bit earlier on with our teams. Hannah, tell me a little bit about our first rider up for our squad here.
A really exciting new team, Stephen, as you say. Hilary McNerney is one of the riders for Team Legano, who is new to the Major League Show Jumping Team Series. She's jumping a lot of her horses up to 5-star level this year. This one, Astilba, is a 14-year-old mare, and they've been jumping in a number of national competitions. Their last international start was actually in July of 2021. It was a 3-star competition which they won. So they've been going well nationally, and this is their return to form internationally in 2022.
So let's see around this course. Triple combination to take them down to another triple line. There's triple combination, triple bar into that, so that gets them going forward. They're on the way out. That's going to be a little bit of a danger one on the last fence there, the vertical, that could well drop very easily indeed. Then back across the centre for this Maui Jim double.
Yeah, she really studied for that Cabana Coast planks there and takes quite a wide line now to this line. But headed just quite far to the right, and again, same with this Show Plus upright. So 2 down for Hilary McNerney. She heads now to the last, good down that last line.
Yeah, it is a good round, but it is fences down. In fact, going to be 12 in total for them, 79.3. Seeing at the Atco fence, that one dropping as well, just out of our sight line there, down at the bottom end of the arena. And that will mean 12 for their first for Hilary McNerney and Team Legano. That's going to make it tough for them. 79.3 as the time allowed here, 85 seconds. But I don't think we're worrying too much about that. Hopefully they're going to be keeping moving here and getting inside that. So a little bit of ground to make up here for our next 2 riders for Team Legano. Vanessa Hood with Cascalretto, the rider from Wellington, Florida, who actually rode on the Diamond Devils at one point. We'll tell you about that in a second. And Cascalretto and this combination being well established now. Won a lot of national classes too. She's stepping back into the top flight. She rode on the World Cups sometime back in her early career, and now has re-emerged into the world of show jumping. She had a lot of fun with it. She's also got a lot of very good horses for this year as well, Hannah.
Yeah, and Cascalretto is one of those horses that's certainly one of her very exciting rides. She's jumped it all the way up to 5-star level, of course, here in this 5-star competition as well. They've had a couple of clear rounds so far this year, but as you say, she rode on the Diamond Devils in 2021. She was a substitution for that team there and was on the 3rd place team with the Diamond Devils at Traverse City with her horse Santower. So this is a new horse that she's bringing forward for the Major League team this year. But a lot of the riders yesterday were commenting that actually to be really familiar with this format, to have jumped on one of these teams in the 2021 season is really quite an advantage, you know, because they know how it works, they know what they need to do.
Well, so far looking good on the clear at the moment. As I say, she's a quick combination, but unfortunately that 12 is going to catch for them a little earlier. The key part for the team now is keep it at no worse than that. Roll back to this. Should be 4-stride distance down here. Little touch at the Show Plus fence now, the final line. This is looking a pretty good one indeed from Vanessa Hood and Cascalretto. Remember, they've got Kent Farrington still to come. Last fence drops as well. It also depends on what the rest of the teams do. So it's 4 from Vanessa Hood. It's 12 from Hilary McNerney. And that, of course, means a team score of 16 at this point. Combine the times as well, don't worry, our tech team will do that. It's 1:56.92. You don't have to worry about doing that at home, but we will do that for you.
I think you could see as well that Vanessa Hood, you know, she had an eye on the time. She took this orange plank fence, the Cabana Coast fence, at something of an angle just to really shave a little bit of time off. She was nearly 2 seconds faster than Hilary McNerney, so perhaps thinking that another team may well end up on similar penalties, but the time could be important.
And exactly, and as the first to go, you don't quite know what the rest are going to do, so we will see. But handing over to the anchorman of the team, the current world number 7, Ken Farrington, new onto Major League Jumping this year as well. And we're also giving you some of the stats too of this exciting horse. And this is a new one coming up for Kent in the well-established hands of the Aachen Grand Prix winner, man who's been world number 1. Chateauloup, and this pairing together over 1 metre 50 height, 48% of the time jumping clear. And Kent is coming out fast and really going to attack this one, Hannah.
Yeah, a lot of clear rounds. He's incurred a couple of time penalties in some of his other rounds, and you know, it's just a 9-year-old, so potentially in some of his other competitions he might have just been taking a steadier approach to ensure the jumping clear round, but he is definitely going for the time here. He's actually the second highest placed rider, as you were saying, on the Longines World rankings of any team, 7th, just a bit of a whisker behind Connor Swell, who's in 5th.
Yeah, a little bit of changing around, I'm sure, over that over the season. And for him here as well, he's worked this out, because if they get a fast clear from him, regardless if they stay at the 16, if they were in, say, 4th, 5th at this point, he got 2 teams on 16, the fastest of those teams would go through. So he knows the strategy, but unfortunately has a fence down, trying to get there and just get stuck coming down that line there. So that adds another one. And Team Legano struggling from the off here. And it is going to be 8 for Kent as well. So 8 to add to the team score. And that will all be added together and should give a score of 24 in total there for Team Legano. And a final time of 227.3. I don't expect you to remember that, but we will keep you informed of it as we go. So that is going to be the overall score. You'll be seeing it coming up on your screens as well as we show you the cut line and how this all works. But Team Legano, tough start for Team Legano. 24 in total with Hilary McNerney, Vanessa Hood and Kent Farrington. That is going to be a tough one to stay ahead of the rest. Team Roadrunners coming in now. Caitlin Campbell and our Mentos, Alberto Michat on hotspot, and Kyle King and Enzo for the 3 here. They finished 3rd in the championship last year, Team Roadrunners. Again, another shape to the team this season, but they were strong last year.
Yeah, I think they actually came 4th in the overall standings last year. Just missed out on that podium finish by 1 point. Just absolutely a fraction behind there. I mean, as a team, they also had 5 podium finishes last season, including 1 win. Caitlin Campbell was on the team when they were on the podium 3 out of those 5 times. Kyle King was on the team for a podium finish 4 times. And actually the team finished on the podium 4 out of their 5 times with at least one of these riders. So they are experienced in this competition. These are riders that they've relied on for a podium finish in the past.
And Caitlin Campbell with Mentos 35% in terms of over these type of courses, jumping those clear rounds. Once you're getting into this height as well, it's tough to keep that 0 rate up, but some strong performance here.
Yeah, last year on the team she rode Paulina Delesco on her 7 appearances. This is a horse that, as you say, she's really been cementing a partnership with this year. 3 top 10 finishes and 7 clears out of 14 rounds that she's jumped internationally this year, so 50% clear round rate with this horse this season.
Yeah. Just got to be careful at the plank there, but looking good so far for the Roadrunners. They had a win last season, as mentioned, in Monterey. Christian Heineking was the man that rode to the final stage to get the win there. Much better start for the Roadrunners, but the tough part is, again, 3 scores all counting. And there, good round, 81.74. And Caitlin Campbell with the 0 score here. Good start for the Roadrunners.
Very, very good start for that team, and you know, they were pretty consistent in plenty of the legs last year, and it'd be really nice to see them go well again.
Strong group coming up with Alberto Michat and Kyle King also coming out for the team. And Kyle King, I know we'll have some stats on him in a few moments' time. He was one of the big performers on Major League Jumping last year. But Alberto Michat, an Olympic rider, multiple Olympic rider, is the man that goes next.
Yeah, he competed at the Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008 and in London in 2012. He actually got an individual 5th spot at London with Rosalia Lacia. Also competed at 3 World Equestrian Games, 2 World Cup finals, 3 Pan-American Games. In those Pan-American Games, he's got a bronze, a silver, and a gold team medal. This horse, though, is Hotspot. It's one that he's been campaigning nationally. Their first international competition here. One down so far, but with that clear from Caitlin Campbell, that got the team off to a very, very good start. He really took a bit of a hold just in front of the double, but sadly, front rail falls. Plenty of riders taking that roll back here to fence 9, taking quite a wide turn there really, just making sure that they are set up for this line, which has proven quite difficult so far.
So Alberto Michan coming home. It is going to be the H there, 81.74 for him. So we saw the clear from the first rider, H from Hotspot from Alberto Michan. So again, it does change very, very quickly. The pressure goes on the third rider, but a man who soaked it up last year, loved the pressure indeed, was Kyle King and Enzo.
Yeah, he was on the team 7 times last year. One of the riders who appeared one of the most times out of all riders on all teams. He rode this horse twice to the 3rd place team in San Miguel, had 1 fence down in the first round and then a clear in the second round, and he was on the 4th place team with the Roadrunners at Traverse City, just a pole down in 2 rounds, so 4 in each for him. It's not quite going the same way here this afternoon for Kyle King.
So from Kyle King there, it is going to be a bigger score for the team that suddenly becomes another change around for the Roadrunners, but still going to be ahead of Team Legano at the moment.
Yeah, a clear and an 8. We're on 12 now, so cumulative score of 20. He could really do with keeping the rest of the fences up, or they will be on the same score as Team Legano. You can see he's just taking a bit more of a careful approach to fences like that plank, I think.
Yeah, it's a balance now of finding a careful approach but not being slow, and getting underneath that one, so that one goes, and now just got to leave these 2 up, and again they have to just sit and wait and see how the rest of the teams perform here this afternoon. So taking them up to a team score of 16 with the 8 there for Kyle King as well. So team score of 16 for the Roadrunners. 2:38.27 is the overall time. And then the Team Legano on a score of 24. So 2 teams gone so far. An improvement for the Roadrunners, but whether it's enough, we'll wait and see. Now remember as well, and we'll just keep giving you the little tidbits as we go through, it is going to be back to 0 scores in the next round. So whatever they score in this, they go back to 0 in the next round. It's all about qualifying and getting yourself in the top 4 in this one. So the 3rd of our teams out, and it's the Coast Spies. New name for a team. You'll recognise some of them if you're watching last year as part of the Lucky Charms team. Shane Sweetnam and Alejandro, Lacey Gilbertson and Colin Van Venderhoff, and Jordan Coyle and Picador is the lineup for this class here today. So for them, coming out strongly as well with Shane Sweetnam with a really good horse that's been a major Grand Prix winner for him. Again, 45% in terms of producing the clears across these type of classes, but a really good strike rate. And actually interesting, they've switched this around. I was going to say they're coming out strong, but they've got Jordan Coyle at the other end of this. They're strong right the way through here, but it looks like Alejandro and Shane are going to do exactly what they do, get off to a quick start, maybe take a little bit of the pressure off. We will see.
Yeah, Shane rode for the team last year, the Lucky Charms team, 7 times. lot of appearances for him for the team. He rode a couple of different horses last year, of course, now riding Alejandro, this 13-year-old gelding. This was the horse that he rode at the 2019 European Championships, but he's had some really good results with this horse recently. They won a 3-star Grand Prix in Wellington in May this year, and they were second.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
no.
Woe wasn't enough. Goes a little wider here, just trying to calm things down. So on the 4 at the moment. So Shane Sweetnam making sure that it doesn't. Interesting, he got a good tight line down there. Didn't push it too much, but just enough that he could take the odd second off without having to really hit the full gas. 72.54, and on the 4 for Shane Sweetnam, the first out for the Coast Spies. So there we see the planks dropping at the Cabana Coast fence.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that fence be quite influential. We've only had one clear round so far. Shane Sweetnam picking up the 4 with Alejandro, the horse that he rode at the Europeans and was second in that 5-star Grand Prix at Miami Beach this year as well.
Lacey Gilbertson got a good record too with Carlin van Vennehoff. Actually was a horse that Shane Sweetnam rode previously as well. And she was a consistent performer for the Lucky Charms as well last year, wasn't she?
Yeah, there she rode Byzance Mail each time. She was on the team 5 times. But with this horse, though, she's ridden 13 clear rounds so far this season with Carlin van Vennehoff. 4 top 10 finishes for this combination as well. Lacey has a 10% rate for getting in the top 25% in Grand Prix as well.
Grand Prix winner in the likes of Tryon before now as well in North Carolina, had a good run throughout Florida. Just on the 4 as the team at the moment. From, of course, Shane Sweetnam. So Lacey Gilbertson looking to keep them in the game. Here it's finding that balance between pace but not too much of it. Yep, she gets the shot at the plank right.
Yeah, keeps a regular rhythm, doesn't she? But just doesn't overdo the pace going to that delicate fence.
Well played so far. Looking good for Lacey Gilbertson. Second rider for the Coast Spies. 5 strides to the last. Looks good, and will leave them with the good score there for Lacey Gilbertson. So we have the 4 from Shane Sweetnam, a clear from Lacey Gilbertson at 73.65. So 2 fast times, which will help as well. So a 4 and a clear. And then they're going to field Jordan Coyle as their 3rd rider out for the Coast Spies, and he's been in terrific form as well. Those who were watching last year as part of Major League Jumping will have seen him won the 5-star Grand Prix in the Desert Horse Park at Thermal, and in the last few weeks winning a good Grand Prix too at Old Salem. So comes in on good form, and this was the horse he rode actually last year to win the very first stage of Major League Jumping on the inaugural opening week in Traverse City as well. So they're strong top to bottom for the Coast Spies.
Yeah, Jordan was a really firm fixture on the team last year, wasn't he? He was on the team 7 times. All of those appearances were with this horse, Picador. And they jumped 6 clear rounds as a combination for the team in 2021. 3 double clears. Ooh, bit of a miscommunication at that fence, though.
Oh,
really
he's struggling.
has to stretch. Yeah, this is not going his way. I think he's lost an overreach boot there as well.
Now he's got to get it back, but very swiftly the scores start to go, because it was 12 so far for Jordan into this round. He's going to the stick. He knows he's in trouble. You can always see with Jordan the action, what's going on.
Yeah, he's really doing everything he can, isn't he, to help the horse around the rest of the course, but a bit of an uncharacteristic performance for this pair.
Well, there we go, but that's the key to it, is having 3 solid performances. Falling back there for Jordan Coyle, surprisingly, on the 12. So for the team for the Coast Spies, that's still the best so far on a score of 16 overall. Roadrunners on 16, but Coast Spies were some 8 seconds oh no, more than that, 18 seconds faster overall than the Roadrunners. So that makes a big difference there indeed. So the Coast Spies well ahead in terms of time at that point, should they be levelling up against other teams on a score of 16 at this point.
Big differences between some of the times, you know, Shane Sweetnam going in 72.54. If you compare that to Caitlin Campbell of Team Roadrunners, 81.74. You know, he's nearly 10 seconds faster. He's certainly an experienced competitor, but he really knows that the time can make such a difference here, especially on equal penalties. Coast Spies still holding on to the lead at the moment, but we've got quite a long way to go.
Yeah, quite a long way to go, and having seen those 3 teams so far, as it starts to take shape, once we've got our 4th, then we start to lose teams after that into our next round as they'll go below that cut-off line. A little bit of breeze, beautiful afternoon here at Thunderbird across this fabulous grass arena.
It's been quite a dry day for the rest of the morning today as well as last night, hasn't it? And so the ground conditions are really, really excellent in the arena actually now.
Yeah, it's going to be a big couple of weeks here at Thunderbird with the Nations Cup here next week as well. And remember, of course, on Sunday will be the Grand Prix here too for the Major League Jumping as well. 5-star Grand Prix, 5-star action returning here to TBird, which is great to see. This wonderful venue just outside Vancouver. So, and I think we just had a little bit of a problem with broken tack there. So just hearing there's going to be a little change around in the order, I think, for this team. Trailblazers is the team. Daniel Bloom and Gemma W, Emma Marlowe and Cherokee, and Nikki Gallagher and Java's Miss Jordan. Looks like it's Emma Marlowe out on the course, will be maybe going first here, or I think we're already adjusted because that looks like Daniel Blooman heading on in, and to say Nikki Gallagher also to be a part of this squad. But it looks like, by the way she's picking up the canter here, that it's going to be Emma Marlowe going first for the Trailblazers. Emma getting some good experience last year as part of the team as well, Hannah.
Yeah, she was on the Eye Candy team, the 2021 season champions, of course. Only rode for them once, but rode with Style Hall in San Miguel. She's been getting some really good experience with this horse, though. She's jumped 3 out of 11 rounds clear this year in international starts. It's a 15-year-old, previously ridden by Cara Ratha Carey.
Cara and Niall, owners of a number of horses with us. She's based with them. Great opportunity for Emma. And she certainly stepped up last year, as you say, relishing the opportunity.
Yeah, great to be part of that winning team last year, and the Trailblazers are really looking like a very strong team again. You know, in fact, you could really look at all of these teams and say that they've got strong lineup of riders, but also great horsepower in the teams this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they've got the hang of it as well, of exactly how the team competition works. So pretty fast so far. She was coming out of the triple combination in 32 seconds, which will give you a little bit of an idea when we get into some of those teams that are maybe close on times with each other. She'll probably put her about mid-70s. Went a little bit wider on the turn to be sure of this line. Sits up nicely to the Show Plus vertical.
I think as well, when the teams know that they've got a good selection of riders who are very used to or very informed in terms of the clear rounds this year, they can take a little bit more time because they kind of, you know, they rely a bit more on jumping those clears.
Yeah, it's a good clear at 81.11, so just a touch steadier on the time. We've seen a number of those into the 70s and low 70s so far, but she plays it sensibly there. 81.11 for Emma Marlowe. The key part is she gets the 0 scoring. That's posted, and that then helps the rest of the squad. It makes mean they're a little bit slower, but from what they've seen so far, get 3 clears in and you're done and dusted, you would hope. But we will see. So to the second of the riders for the team now, and the same little change around in the order. So it looks like this is Daniel Blooman and Gemma W, who's a superb right up to 5-star level horse that's really got a great record in some Grand Prix as well, Hannah.
Yeah, he's competed this in a lot of really high-profile competitions, the Grand Prix Hermes, and 6 Rolex Grand Prix with this horse, getting some really strong performances. Daniel also, you know, he's one of the very, very strong riders in the team. We were talking earlier about riders in the top 10, but actually Daniel's 14th in the world rankings as of this month, and this horse is certainly contributing to that with him.
Absolutely. Gemma W certainly has a lot of pace when it comes to next rounds. Daniel last year riding one of the winning rounds as well. That was in Toronto. That was with Cashmere de Braise, as he was singularly in battle there. I think it was against Daniel Rehad, the young rider, as memory serves.
Rode on AIM United, of course, last year as well with Cashmere de Braise.
Looking good for them, and that is another one in the pockets for the team for the Trailblazers. Clear for Daniel Blumen and Gemma W. So 2 clears for the Trailblazers, but this is the hard bit, because that doesn't guarantee you anything. You've got to get 3 riders over the line, low score done. This man is very capable of doing that. Nicky Galligan is going to be last for the Trailblazers, with Java's Miss Jordan. Close to 40% strike rate in terms of clears for this pairing, but in terms of being placed, they are regularly placed. Grand Prix winners in Thermal before now. He was on a team that was 2nd last year as well, and can certainly have a fast run for the Irishman, who's also based in the US.
Team Crusaders was his team last year. He had 2 appearances on that team with this horse, Javas Miss Jordan. As you say, with a 2nd place for the team in Thermal. Across his appearances, he jumped 1 clear, 1 4 faulting and 1 5 faulting round for the team in 2021. But he's had such a good end to last year and start of this year with this horse. In their most recent 9 competitions, they've been in the top 10 6 times, so 2/3 of the time getting into the top 10. Very consistent recently.
Always in trouble.
Spoke too soon on the consistency.
Yeah, unfortunately the stop there. Okay, he's going to get 4 for that. He's very quickly getting himself back into the game, as he knows he doesn't want to lose time. With the time allowed here, there's a potential to always in trouble. Keep going, Nicky. Keep going. Yes, he does. Well done.
I think the horse really helped him out at the B element there as well.
So he's back on course and running now. This is to keep them in the game. He'll pick up 4 for that. What he's got to be very careful of here is time faults can rack up very quickly indeed, especially now the rules of 1 time fault for every second commence. So very quickly that could be a big score. Drops another 4 there. Nicky to the last, and score growing. We'll get a final score for that. Nicky Galligan going to be on at least the 8 there. He's going to get a couple for time. Did well there to stay close to the time allowed. 91.39. So the score of 10. So it does mean there is a 0 score in the final result for the Trailblazers, but unfortunately it's a 1 in front of it. So it is 10 for the Trailblazers so far. So that's 4 teams gone. Team Legano in the 4th position at the moment on 24. Trailblazers on the 10. It's still the best score that we've seen to date. Coast Spies on the 16 and Roadrunners on the 16 as well there. But Nicky doing a great job to pull things back together. In fact, I think they're just looking at 91.39, just an adjusted time for the Trailblazers. So it was 85 seconds. So actually, let's just correct that, because that would have put that up to 15 in total. So 15 for the Trailblazers. So from the Trailblazers to the home team, if you like, there's plenty of Canadian field to this team. It's the Show Plus Northern Lights. Vanessa Mannix, Sean Jobin and Sam Walker. Jacqueline Patmore, the team manager here, and she's done a great job in pulling this team together, finding the funding for the team, getting them into competition, and this is going to be a good one for them, for the Canadians this year. It is majority Canadian team. 6 members on the team, 5 of them are for Canada, hence the Show Plus Northern Lights, the sponsors of the team, Show Plus. Starting us off with Vanessa Mannix and Katinka 25, and why wouldn't you? She's been a Grand Prix winner here in this arena last year, was 2nd in the World Cup here last year as well. She's got a great record here at Thunderbird, really enjoys it up here, not too far from her home base as well. Trains with Connor Swale, And first there goes for this team.
Yeah, here she's riding Katinka 25. They've been in the top 10 6 times out of 12 international starts this year, so another 50% rate of getting into the top 10. Again, really shows the consistency of this combination. And as you say, this is a team that's been put together with 5 Canadian riders and really gives an opportunity to young and up-and-coming Canadian riders as well.
Yeah. Canada with a squad in Rome this week for the Nations Cup as well. Just unfortunately runs into that first bar there. Now, having seen the scores been fairly on the higher side so far, it's going to be about protecting a few scores now, I think, as well. When you're an early team to go, you don't know what's going to happen, and someone can go quite quickly, thinking that's going to be the strategy. Now this, again, she's now had 2 down.
Yeah, it goes to show just how important that draw is, because they can really see what they need to do later on in the competition.
Putting them on a score of 8 for Vanessa Mannix, 81.76. And the thing is, for them, they've got 2 more riders still to come. 15 is the best score so far. That was confirmed for the Trailblazers. The Coast Spies behind that on 16. Roadrunners on 16. Legano Diamonds on 24. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your score is at the end of this section, as long as you are in the top 4. So, second rider up for the Show Plus Northern Lights is Sean Jobin and Kuklikot. Van Heert Hoefland Z. Yeah, that's the last time I'm saying that today. Okay. Hannah, what have we got stats on him?
Yeah, Sean Jobin, he's new to the Major League show jumping teams this year, as well as Vanessa Mannix, but he's been in the top 10 out of 15 times this year with this horse, so 2/3 of the time he's finishing in the top 10. He's jumped either clear or had just 1 fence down with this horse in 22 out of 24 rounds that he's jumped, which is really pretty exceptional. He's a bit of a clear round or 4-faulting machine recently. It's a 10-year-old stallion, previously with Juliette Faligot of France. But Sean's certainly been jumping, as I say, so many clears and so many rounds that he has just the 1 fence down in. So really somebody that you'd bank on in your team, based on his previous form.
Again, it's how wide they dare push that turn. Got to get in here and get forward to the vertical. And they're all just trying to cut a little bit of that line down to the paintbrushes. 5 to the last, going to come in on the 4 faults for Sean Jobin there as the second rider for the Show Plus Northern Lights team. So a team score of 12 at the moment. Still puts them ahead of the rest, as you'll see from your graphics on your screen, from the cut-off lines there and the scores below there, dropping at the Maui gym fence. And there you can see cut line at the moment. 24 is the highest score, so in a moment, if Northern Lights stayed at that, Legano would drop below that cut line and Northern Lights would go to the top of the leaderboard. But there's a round before that, and that's from Sam Walker. Dream in Blue, very consistent combination, hasn't jumped at this level before now, but has been jumping earlier on this week and looks a really nice horse that's developing into the string for Sam. Of course, he had Evita and Amelian, the more experienced horses, Coralisa last year as well, but now is really building up a second group of horses to come through, and that's what this 20-year-old rider really needs. Oh, a little scramble there, but gets over it.
Yeah, he rode those horses that you mentioned on the Diamond Devils last year, so he was on that team 5 times, twice with Amelian and 3 times with Evita. This, though, a totally new horse for him for the team competition. With Dreaming Blue, 52% clear round rate over competitions of this type.
Well, if you keep... I was about to say if you can keep the clear. I spoke too soon. Sorry, Sam. Drops on the 4 though, so 16. So this is where those times come into it from a little bit earlier on. You saw those last riders for some of those teams really get a spurt on. You think, okay, the team's got 16. Why are you going fast? This is why you're going fast. Potentially we've got 3 teams there on 16. So time will come into it.
Yeah, and even with those time penalties picked up by Nikki Gallagher, it just still keeps them that one penalty ahead. It's crucial.
Yeah, Trailblazers just going to keep their nose in front of the moment, and last fence. So we know Team Legano will go sliding below the cut line, but will Show Plus Northern Lights be below it as well? You see, they're just getting their legs together, and so their Trailblazers will be into the next round. It does mean Northern Lights drop into 4th place at the moment on the overall score of 20. Trailblazers on the 15, so they will squeak into that next round of the 4. We see Legano team dropping below that cut line because we've got 3 teams left to go. First of those 3 is going to be Team Helios, and a reshaped team this year. Few familiar faces again in this group as well, with Bliss Hears and Goodbye, Eugenio Garza of Mexico, Victor Finn, DHZ, and Ashley Bond and Donatello for the Israeli rider, and part of Team AIM United here last year. I say some new shapes to the teams. They've really got a handle on how this all works, and this is one that I would be very keen on coming out strong here. I'd be surprised if we don't see these in the top 4, but again, we've seen lots change around so far. So it is Northern Lights hanging on at the moment on the 20, Trailblazers in there on the 15, because there's 3 teams left to come. There you can see it on the cut line on your screen. That's how it works. So it is Trailblazers safe at the moment. The others in danger. Bliss Hears and Goodbye would like to put themselves in a nice safe position, sit back and enjoy the next round, but we'll see. Bliss Hears, Eugenio Garza, Ashley Bond goes last with Donatello, who's always fast as well. Bliss to go first. We saw her, of course, with very good performances last year in the Grand Prix as well, with Antidote to Mars finishing on the podium in Mexico. But Goodbye has been a horse that's been delivering for her as well.
She was on the Diamond Devils last year, rode for them 5 times, so again, she's really familiar with this format, she's really familiar with this team competition. 3 of those appearances were with this horse, Goodbye.
Ooh, that's dropped. Just getting quick in those early fences. Poles falling very easily today on the turf here at Thunderbird.
Falling very easily for riders that we would have said, you know, based on their recent statistics, that would have been, you know, really likely to get a clear. But another fence down now for Bliss Hears.
Yeah, chuck in the team atmosphere, chuck in the speed needed around this course as well. And suddenly, poles fall very quickly.
I mean, last year she helped the team to a 4th and a 2nd, so, you know, very consistent, and 50% of her recent competitions have been clears.
Yeah.
But it's not to be today.
Not to be today, but the key is keep the score as low as you can. On the 8 at the moment, she's got to protect the scores. Now she's in protection. Now she's in trouble because that's dropped as well. So, another one to add to the scoreboard. 12 for Bliss Hears and Goodbye. Is it going to be Goodbye for Team Helios here? There's going to be a lot to keep up with here, but if their next 2 team riders go clear, they are still in the game.
Yeah, but they do have to jump clear, don't they? Because it's 15, as you say, for Trailblazers now, 12 for Bliss Hears.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. They need a clear. Well, ideally they need 2 clears. There's a chance in there playing at 16s, but you don't want to be playing at that one because with 4 more faults, they're then up against Coast Spies and Roadrunners on 16 as well, so time becomes a factor. So the pressure squarely dropping on the muscular shoulders of Eugenio Garza and Victor Finn DHZ. Had a super run down in Wellington in Florida with this horse as well. It really set up for the season, and this is another one. I think that this is where we could start pulling the clears out of the bag, but there's not been many of those. Emma Marlowe clear, Lacey Gilbertson produced the clear as well of the group that we've seen. So only 2 come out of that lineup to date. It's really going to be about protecting the numbers now more than anything. This is a team that's got a lot to think about, because one more rail and speed comes into it. So I'm not quite sure what you do. I think you just go out and ride your round now.
Yeah, definitely. This pair are coming from fresh from a win in their most recent competition, but 66% is their clear round strike rate. Recently, 6 out of 9 rounds clear. Of course, this is the horse that he rode on AIM United as well, helping that team to 2 third places.
She rode the winning round for them as well back in Thermal when they were in the winning spot in December of last year. Different horse on that occasion. Now, he's got time to play with in terms of, he's okay in terms of being under the time allowed. What he's got to do is keep the care here, and there, keeping them in the game, Eugenio Garza. He just shakes his head. Whoa. He's relieved, I think, to get that one out of the way. So, for the team there, it is a 0 score from Eugenio Garza, as needed. Bliss here's with the 12. Now, if Ashley Bond can go clear, this team are through. If she has 4, they're going to need to be pretty quick. I don't think, I mean, Roadrunners were steady with late 70s and early 80s as a score. Bliss here is 76-37, Eugenio Garza 79-3, which actually the same time as Alberto Michan, who is on the Roadrunners team. Yeah, Ashley, just get on with it. Do what you do. Go fast, go clear. Donatello, the horse she rode at the Olympic Games, for an 11th spot. Made a little change around from the initial plan this week of which horses she was going to ride. Actually saving Carolina Bullmore for the Grand Prix here tomorrow, the horse that she rode to the recent Rolex Grand Prix win in Wellington. But Donatello is one right out of the top draw, as they having come 11th at the Olympics, but fast 5-star Grand Prix winner.
Yes, 6 5-star wins in total across the last couple of seasons for this pair. She's jumped 8 clear rounds this year, gives her a 50% clear round rate with this very horse. But as you say, you know, this is the one that she took to the Olympics. This is one
was fast.
This is definitely one of her top rides, and you know, she's so competitive and such a great leader for the team. Ooh.
Gets deep. Just the final fence, and so they're going to be on the 16, so it's going to come down to time. And the good thing is it is down to time because they are fast, and that's what I said, they needed to be quick. 72-33, and that means Team Helios is on 16 but goes into 3rd now, with the Roadrunners dropping into 4th place. So another team sliding off the leaderboard down there. Northern Lights off there on a score of 20, and Legano Diamonds, the Team Legano, on 24 in 6 spots. So those are the 4. We've got 2 teams left to go. So top 2 teams are safe, Trailblazers and the Coast Spies. Not safe are Team Helios and Roadrunners. Eye Candy team, last year's champions, with Connor Swale, Theo 160, Jacqueline Steffens and Freaky, Paul O'Shea and Squirtgun.
Absolute stalwarts of the Eye Candy team coming forward again here, definitely. You know, they had 7 podium finishes, 4 wins last year, but 3 out of the 4 wins featured both Paul and Jacqueline, and on the other team was Connor Swale. So these are the riders that got them those wins last year.
Absolutely, and going to kick off with Connor Swale, who is the current world number 5. Jacqueline Steffens, we'll talk about her track record in a few minutes' time because it was seriously good last year. And Paul O'Shea and Squirtgun, as you say, have been the anchors of the team, known as Coach, and he's not only coach for the team but anchors them down as well as the team anchor for that squad. Team back to make their way up into the arena here at Thunderbird. So 2 teams left to go. Eye Candy, then Crusaders go last. Now they go last based on ability, absolutely nothing to do with their jumping ability. It was all to do with their muscle power as they powered down the river at Fort Langley in a canoe. And well, hopefully we're not up any creeks this afternoon. And sailing in is Eye Candy's number 1. It is Connor Swale, the world number 5, with Theo 160. All of this team with a strike rate close to 50% as well. Win for Connor Swale yesterday too, here in this arena, and he's won in this arena many times, including the World Cup qualifier here last year too. And for him, it's a very happy hunting ground. So he should feel at home at this one. We've got a Canadian going second with Jacqueline Steffens, and Paul O'Shea is another one who's pretty familiar with this venue too. So Connor Swale, They need, at worst, a fast 16. Ideally, 12 or better would be more of a safe zone for. I mean, basically they've got to be better than 16 in 22, 227.9, which is what's third place at the moment. But that's where they need to be. But let's just worry about what score they get. Let's get a clean score and just do it in style. So Connor Swale to start us off with the 160 horse from the Philip Hart's family.
You'd probably bank on this team to be the most successful in terms of statistics for these combinations. They are collectively on about a 90% clear round rate. Connor Swale was on the team 4 times last year, twice with Theo, and he never dropped a pole for the team with this horse.
Well, 2022 unfortunately started with a rail at the triple combination.
Not adding to a statistic.
Not adding, well, it does add to a statistic anyway. Eye Candy 3 times winners last year as well before taking that overall championship.
Yeah, he picked up a time fault in 1 round, and it looks like he's just taking this turn quite steadily as well. He's obviously very conscious of the other team's scores. He knows there's only 1 team behind him.
Just a little touch of the fence at 11. There through the last. It's not a bad start. It's 4 for the Eye Candy team. And there for Connor Swale to start them off. 77.67 being the time. So it's a decent time, but actually now really it comes down to the numbers. It comes down to the first number, the false number. And you don't want to be 16, but you've got 4. Jacqueline Steffens and Paul O'Shea to follow. Still in a strong spot. 2 riders left to come for the Eye Candy squad. Little Pat, thank you very much. Jacqueline Steffens, your turn, the Canadian with Freaky. And top 3 in the Grand Prix last season. And with part of the team that won in Thermal. In fact, on most of those teams that won last year as well and did well. It was a really great springboard for Jacqueline here last year as part of Major League Jumping. And again, some pretty good stats for her, Hannah.
In fact, Jacqueline was actually on the team when they won every single time last year. She was also on the team for 2 of their podium finishes, so she's a bit of a lucky charm for the team, you could say. She made 8 appearances for Eye Candy last year. That is the most of any rider on any team. That is also equalled, of course, by this horse, Freaky, because this is the horse that she rode to every single one of those appearances. They jumped clear in 10 out of their 14 team rounds last year. 71% clear round rate in these team competitions alone. But really, all 3 of these riders, they were stalwarts of the team last year, but they were stalwarts of the team when they won and were on the podium. That's the key thing.
Yeah. Little touch of the plane there. She's gone quite wide on the roll back to this 4-stride line. But making sure, as I say, now it's really about making absolutely certain that the score stays low enough to get into the top 4. Whatever that score is, don't worry, as long as you're in there. And she gets away with a good rub at the last, a roll in the cups. And for Jacqueline Steffens, it is going to be then for her on the 1 time fault, in fact, 85.88.
It is only 1 fault added to the score to make it 5, which sets them up well for their anchor round.
Yeah, just a fraction over the time allowed. As you say, she took quite a wide turn back to fence 9. Perhaps that might be where she just picked up a little bit.
Well, either way, puts them on a score of 5, 163.5 for the Eye Candy team. It's enough at the moment, so it gives us space of, well, let's just leave it at that. You can see if you're in or out. 16 is where the cut line is. You don't want to be worse than that. So, you know, 11 is not the score you want here, and I don't think you'll get it because we're going to Paul O'Shea and Squirt Gun. Again, good strike rate for this pair as part of the team, headed up by Erica Hatfield, their team manager. And for them, I mean, they really were the pair to watch last year, coming together for the Eye Candy team for wins in Traverse City and in Toronto as well. And for them, it's just been such a lovely combination. This has been a great home for this horse as well, Squirt Gun.
Certainly a rider and horse combination that's one that you would really pick to be the final rider, because they're so experienced in these team competitions from last year. Paul made 8 appearances on the Eye Candy team, 6 with Squirt Gun, the other 2 were with Hellcat. But when he competed on the team with this horse, he has never dropped a pole. Withdrew once, but otherwise all clears. That's 9 clear rounds. So he can perform for the team, he can perform under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that one blip that was up in Angelstone, for those who are watching there. Horse took a spin, dropped him on the floor before they'd even started, and that was the end of that, unfortunately. But they are fit and flying this season. And with 2 fences left to go, they look as though they are ready to deliver again. Top man for the team. No, it took a little bit of time. He got a bit of backspin on it, but it drops on the floor. It's going to be 4, but it is only going to be a team score of 9 overall for Team Eye Candy. 245.17. So that secures their place. Team Helios are the ones in danger now. They're sitting on 16 at 227.92. So it is Eye Candy in there, Trailblazers in there, Coast Spies are sure of their spot. Team Helios are on the bubble. They are in the danger zone. They are on the cut line. Are they going to fall away or not? Or is it going to be a chance for Team Helios? And the good thing is, as I mentioned, they then go back to 0 for the next round. So Team Helios can take a breather, sigh of relief, and go, okay, forget what happened in the last round. We can take a run of this. And theirs was mainly made up from the 12 of this here. So the 4 from Ashley Bond and the 0 from Eugenio. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to come down to time? Is it going to come down to faults? We will see. Crusaders cruising down the river earlier on this week in fine fettle to, although they had wet feet, to be our winners of the canoe race. Thank you as well to the local canoe club as well, who helped out with that. There were lots of lovely ladies out there that were canoeing with our teams. If you go and have a look at our social media, you will see. Go and have a look at Instagram or Facebook, and you will see some of those faces. Also head over to Horse Network and see that there too. If you're keeping up with all the scores and how to watch all the way through the week, websites for Major League Jumping. Also, if you haven't done already, download the app. Loads of information on there as well that will help you through and enjoy. So, can they convert this from a river race into a jumping race? We will see. Our last out is the team for the Crusaders. Callie Shot, Charlie, Hunter Holloway, and Dana de Glenn, and Nick Delajoyo, and chess. And it is going to be a little bit of game of chess here, because basically need to be 16 or better, well, 16 and a quick one, to guarantee their spot into round 2. But let's see how it unfolds for the Crusaders. Again, new shape to the team this year. Some very different faces on there from last season. Last season we saw like some Molly Ash and Peter Leone. This year, Callie Shot, Hunter Holloway, and of course the great Beezy Madden coming into play as well for that. But she's going to be helping them on the ground this time. Callie Shot out first with Charlie, and for them, again, say, first appearance onto the teams.
All new team this year, as you say, and they've got an incredible lineup, and they're really combining some fantastically experienced riders, but also with some exciting new talent. Callie Shot, she's jumped 5 clears this year so far. Her latest double clear was in a 2-star competition in Wellington. Also had a great result in the 3-star Grand Prix in Wellington with her horse Garant, 15th with that. But the Crusaders really need to make the most of this pole position, don't they?
Certainly do, and very good opportunity when the closest team, I'm going to say the best score at the moment is not, So, with a score of 9, Eye Candy in the lead, but 2 fences down, final 2 fences down for Callie Shot there. Was looking like a very solid round, but just unfortunately clips those final 2, as we saw from our one little few moments ago. That paintbrush fence dropping, and the last as well. So it gives the horse a pat, but it is going to see them heading out on the 8. Now the pressure goes on. As you can see, cut line is 16, 227.9, 2 to be exact. Ideally, no worse than 1 fence down between their final 2 riders. I think we'll leave it at that. Second rider, Hunter Holloway, Dana de Kerr Glen, World Cup winner, qualifying for the World Cup finals in Leipzig earlier this year as well, and for the American base rider, actually based down in Wellington, Florida these days, if memory serves.
Yeah, exactly. And this horse, of course, is Dana de Kerr Glen. The one that she took to those World Cup finals was Pepita Conspita. But very talented young rider. She's 25 years old. And with this horse, she's only finished outside the top 10 twice in their international competitions so far. But the fence down, yeah, Eye Candy looking very strong indeed.
Team Helios are going to be watching closely as well, because it could yet leave them in the game. And like I say, if they go through, it would be a big sigh of relief for them. But still, the advantage to the Crusaders at the moment. They're on 12. 12 at the moment would still put them in second place.
Ooh,
it's not second place.
No, the time is absolutely going to be crucial now. They're on 16 already.
16 at... yeah. Now we're going to see.
16 seems to be the score.
It is, and Callie Schotzrand was just over 80 seconds, so Nick Delajoyo's got quite a bit to make up as the third rider for this team. She's going to be close to 80 seconds as well. 78.33 there for Hunter Holloway on a, so 160.68. So there's no underestimating that the pressure is on for their last rider out, Nick Delajoyo.
Yeah, he's a rider that, you know, he's used to performing under pressure. This time he's riding chess. And he's had a couple of clear rounds this year with this horse. One jumping clear, picking up a time penalty. And he certainly doesn't want to be doing that here this afternoon. We have 16 teams already on, 3 teams, excuse me, on 16. Nicolas Delajoyo, though, cannot pick up a time penalty as he has in some of his competitions with this horse. They've really had a lot of competitions where they've jumped clear but picked up 1 time fault, both this year and in the 2021 season. So they need to have a bit of a foot to the floor, otherwise they could be doing the same here.
They do, and I'm doing quick maths on the foot to the floor. It's going to have to be extremely fast foot to the floor, and I don't think that is going to be what's going to happen.
I think when you look at the rounds of, you know, Ashley Bond, she was in 72.33. You can instantly see from watching this that he's just not that fast. He's not going to be as fast as that then. I think it would really need to be an absolute race if he was to keep the team above that cut line.
Yeah, it's going to have to be under 70 seconds with his round if he's going to do that. But
he's had a fence.
He's had a fence. It is academic, as they say. So Team Helios, big sigh of relief there. We've seen teams come through here, get into that next round by the skin of their teeth and then take advantage. That's what they've got to do. So it's set for the 4 teams into the next round, and with Nick Delajoyo on the 8 at the moment. On the very good chess, unfortunately, it isn't going to be enough for the team today. So the team for the Crusaders will go to 24 as well, 240.6. In fact, unfortunately, they'll finish in 8th spot there. So the 4 teams through are the Eye Candy team, Coast Spies, Trailblazers, and then Coast Spies and Helios are the team there. You can see the cut line. Those are the 4 teams through. As I say, they go back to a 0 score for the next round because it's all about time in the next 2 rounds under Table C with 3 seconds added to the time. So that's what it looks like after the round 1 of this. Eye Candy, Trailblazers, Coast Spies and Helios going through. It is done for the day for Roadrunners, Northern Lights, Legano team and the Crusaders after that very, very good start. So we're going to take a little breather and we will be back for round 2 on its way. Team Eye Candy in pole position.
integrity, caring, agility, collaboration. Every day, our people go to work delivering inspired solutions in structures and logistics, electricity, natural gas, retail energy, and ports and transportation to homes, businesses, and communities around the world. Find out more at atco.com.
Alden Brown is a proud sponsor of Thunderbird Show Park. Through our long-standing partnership with Thunderbird, we have seen firsthand the incredible impact of their events for competitors, spectators, and the community as a whole. At Alden Brown, we invest in our clients' futures and in the communities where our clients and team members live and work. Community involvement is in our firm's DNA. It was part of our founder's vision nearly 100 years ago and remains a core value of Alden Brown today. Our team members are passionate about supporting their communities, and they give back in a variety of ways. As a firm, we are proud to partner with organizations like Thunderbird Show Park that share our commitment to making an impact on our community now and for generations.
I'm Danielle Toronto, and we are customers of Marshall and Sterling. They have been amazing for us, for our business. They take care of our farm, our horses, our cars. It's basically one-stop shopping for us.
I'm Jimmy Toronto. Unfortunately, we've actually had to really use Marshall and Sterling for horse death. And I have to say that Marshall and Sterling has been an amazing, amazing company. They have taken care of things. It's been worry-free. The person we deal with, Missy, she takes it all upon herself. Once we go to her with the claim, she does it all for us. And I have to say, since we've been with Marshall and Sterling, I just can't think of going anywhere else. I put all my trust, all my faith in them.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Pro-Tex footing product and auto sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Pro-Tex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American Stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Well, here's a reminder of the scores after round 1. All you need to know is they go back to 0. And the second thing you need to know is the top 4 of the teams going through. Team Helios, Coast Spies, Trailblazers and Eye Candy. It's good night to the Roadrunners, to the Northern Lights, to Team Legano and to the Crusaders. And we're hearing from the teams of how this will play out. So they're going reverse order. Helios will go first and say, you can scrap those scores because they all go back to 0. It's just like qualifying in Formula 1. Got to get yourself up there on the grid, in number 1 position is Eye Candy. So whatever they did in the qualifying, however fast that was, doesn't matter. It's about qualifying, getting yourself in that position. Eye Candy in the top of the grid, in the pole position. Trailblazers, second spot at the moment, Coast Spies and Helios. Now what do you have to do in this round? You have to get yourself ideally into first or second, because then you will ride off for the gold medal for the number 1 spot. If they're third or fourth in this round, the best they will ride off for is bronze medal position. So if you lose a bit of ground in this round, you finish in third or fourth, the best you can finish in this competition is third. If you get into 1 or 2, it is going to be a chance for the win. That's how it works. That's my little explanation, but we've also got a video for you to give you a little rundown of how this works. All you need to know about round 2. 4 teams advance to round 2, 2 riders per team, and they start on a 0 score. No scores are carried over. In this round, it's only time that counts. 3 seconds are added to the time for each rail dropped. The 2 slowest teams advance to the bronze medal round. The 2 fastest teams, though, advance to the gold medal round. Round 3. Here the decider. This is where the battle really comes down to the finish. 1 rider per team, the rider that did not jump in round 2. Here you play the strategy. The winner, simply the fastest from your rounds. Speed puts you on the podium. So that's how it works, and I can tell you how they will go into round 2, because Helios team will go first with their 2 riders, and that's going to be Eugenio Garza and Ashley Bond. So they save Bliss Hears for the last round, because whatever happens, all 4 teams go into the last round. The question is, are you going to first and second, or third and fourth? Coast Spies, Trailblazers and Eye Candy. Let's have a look at the course for this second round as well, because it's a shortened course and it's table C. So we'll have a look at the animation of what to expect on our second round course here as well. Coming up for you, let's have a look. Starting over the Caladay fence once again. So we start over 1 and 2 as was here across this arena. So again, this gives you a good run. They're going to probably be taking a tighter line up to this second fence this time. Coming to the Oxa, to the Premier Equestrian fence at fence 2. Here is where it changes around again. After that, they go up the arena to fence 9. And from there, that's the Oxa with the happy faces on there. And from there, they're going to turn back on themselves to what was there, the planks coming back round to that fence, which is going to be a bit different this time. That's going to be fence 8. From 8, it is then to new fence 14 on the course, which is fence 3 in reverse. We're coming down to what was the triple combination. We take the first part away to 5B and C. We're going coasting across the bottom of the arena to the Atco fence, as it actually is over the ditch there at fence 6, and then turning back up the arena to the final fence on course, which is going to be the Major League jumping fence, and it's a vertical this time, jumps in the opposite direction. Our teams, I know, are raring to go, and that is what the course is going to be. Table C this time. What does that mean? It means very simply 3 seconds are added to your score. That's how it works. So you're looking at times, and we're looking at our riders for Team Helios to start us off. It is going to be Eugenio Garza and Ashley Bond going this time. And to say, this is where the team strategy comes in handy, because teams have got to look and go, okay, we want a fast person at the end to try and nail a medal position. But if you're not fast in this round, you're not getting into that gold medal position. So here we go with our first for Team Helios. It's going to be Eugenio Garza with Victor Finn. Super round in round 1 for them, jumping clear. Got to follow it up, but this is different. This is where the table C comes in. This is where the real run up the arena comes. This is a pair that have definitely got the pace and the ability for this one. This is where this tough turn comes in. You've got to really chance this one.
Not many clears.
Ooh. Oh, I thought he got away with it.
So close. He was really looking to take it on an angle, but just edged the plank off the top of those cups. But great round in the first round, as you say. We didn't have very many clears at all.
Here is where they can really let loose to the Atco Oxa. And then finally to the last, there's a long run here, and again they want to hurdle this, but the trouble is if you get too flat to that, it's going with you, but they get it right. So it is clear there over the last for Eugenio Garza, and for them it was 3 seconds added to the time, so you'll see their time of 54.70 for Eugenio, 54.70. So you're saying where are the faults? Well, that's where the faults come on the fences. We're adding to the time, so that will automatically get added in. 3 seconds added, 54.70, so it would have been 51.70. God, my maths teacher would be so proud. Ashley Bond going to go second with Donatello. I would expect this, if that was around about 50, this is going to be about 40 something if they're up to their usual pace, and this is very good indeed for them, because this is an Olympic ride, but with all the speed under the bonnet too.
She was one of the faster riders in that first round. Just had the one fence down there, but 72.33. So as you say, if she replicates that kind of performance, oh, but the same fence falls. Ashley Bond and her Olympic ride Donatello 141, they have the plank as well. Fence down a piece with the two riders for Team Helios. She is absolutely going for it on the time.
She is motoring. As you say, this is the thing. You can make up time. You might lose time by having a fence down, but you can make some up. She opened. Oh, everything's going. Go on, Ashley. There we go. Over the last 53.48 will be the final time. That's with the 3 seconds added in. That was the plank once again. So 53.78. Let's work on the final score there for that team. And so for Team Helios, it's the final score of 108.18. 108.18 is the final time. That's what they've got to worry about. Oh, she's giving the full explanation there. Up, down, round, out of breath. I'm not surprised. Oh, I'll be holding it for most of that.
What a fantastic round. You know, there's fantastic team camaraderie as well with all of these teams. You can really see it between this lot.
Carl Cook down there as part of their team as well, not riding on it this week, but there for support. And riding in our next team are going to be the Coast Spies. And that is going to be Shane Sweetnam and Lacey Gilbertson this time, Alejandro and Colin van Venhoff. So time set at 108.18. So those splits were basically 54 seconds apiece for each of those. Now, interesting, Lacey's coming in and having a little rehearsal back to the plank.
Yeah, she's seen that be influential for Team Helios. But both of these riders, they were pretty quick. All of their riders were, in fact, in that first round, 73.65 and 72.54 for these two. They were some of the faster rounds. But in practicing that turn, I'm sure she'll be hoping that she'll keep that fence up as well.
Exactly, that's going to be on their mind. Shane Sweetnam's actually just walked over to it as well. Shane going to ride out the way as Lacey Gilbertson coming to the Oxa. Now this is the tough bit, because you want to give it enough space, but you don't want to lose time at it as well. They want to get a real slice across it, and they're always going to get a little bit deep into it like they do. But she's clear over it.
Great shot there. That's absolutely what she needed. Now she's getting a bit of the pace up over these longer distances.
And that's what you've got to do, because you've got to keep the pace up, because again, Ashley Bond, although she had a fence down, was very fast. If you're too steady and you're trying to be too careful, it doesn't matter a sugar, because you'll be slower anyway. This is not slow. This is fast from Lacey Gilbertson. She's going to be around 52, 53 seconds with this getting home. And 51.42 for Lacey. Good start for the Spies. Here's the cut across there. Just lift the back legs out of the way neatly. And what a run down to that last. There was in the double. Just starting to motor down the ground there. And Lacey Gilbertson lays it down. 51-42 for the Coast Spies.
Brilliant, brave riding to that last especially. She was really, really going for it. As you say, you've got to go for the time. That is what it's all about. Shane Sweetnam, of course, he was fast in the first round as well. He had his fence down, but if he does that here, of course, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
well,
it doesn't, exactly.
Not in terms of faults.
Yeah, he's coming nice and tight into this Oxer here. It's not too wide, which is the thing, and that's part of the plan for giving them a challenge there. But again, he's maybe got a little bit wide, a little more careful to the plank there. But that's exactly his strategy. He was coming tight to the Oxer. He was more confident coming in there. Gave himself a little bit of room at the next one. Clever piece of riding. Shane Sweetnam, Alejandro, well established 5-star winning combination. Now he can really open up. They can let the reins go down to the Atco Oxer. And now it's power up the ground back again. This is good. This is very good. It's going to be 52-16. So he's a touch slower than that of Lacey Gilbertson. But it's teamwork that counts. 103.58 as the team score. 103.58 for the Coast Spies. So 108.18 from Team Helios. Coast Spies 103.58. 2 gone. You can see another of those cut lines there. That's going to be top 2 teams and the 3rd and 4th team, depending on whether they go into the gold medal round or the bronze medal round. Shane, one-handed, relaxed, walk out of the arena, gentle stroll across the turf this afternoon. Does that easily in his stride. So, pressure on Team Helios now. Coast Spies setting a really fast one there at 103.5. Would be surprised to see them drop into the 3rd or 4th position, but you never know.
The 2 riders for Trailblazers, of course, the next team, they both jumped clear in the first round. So if they can do that again and be quick, they might well just head above them.
Yep. Where can they just sneak those extra few inches or feet required for those valuable split seconds? We will see. So ideally, you just want to keep staying ahead of the rest of the pack. So they're going to be looking at 103.5 or 103.58 rather than the 108. You just want to be faster than whoever is in the lead, especially for these teams that are going back. Not sure what the discussion is there with Daniel Blumen and Gemma W. Emma Marlowe going first, Cherokee. She really produced a top round in that first round with a clear there from her. Set it up well for the rest of the Trailblazers team.
It'll be interesting to see what she does here, because she was not the fastest in the first round. Daniel Blumen was actually one of our absolute fastest rounds. 70.89 was his time. Emma Marlowe, though, more than 10 seconds slower.
Different prospect now.
Yeah.
Emma giving a bit of space here, and again they may be playing to the strengths of both these, giving Emma a little bit of space to leave the fences up there, and then a little bit of ground to be made up by Daniel Bloom, and we will see. But if you start having lots of fences down and adding 3 all the time, it doesn't help your case either. So Emma Marlowe concentrating on that clean sheet at the moment, still on the 0 score to add to her time. It's ticking away at 40 seconds at the moment.
Really different approach to the turn back to the orange planks. She went more kind of past the planks to then turn back, whereas Shane Sweetnam went more out to the left as we're looking at it.
Final fence. This is going to be more like a 60 seconds, which is going to be slow, but it is nothing to add. 60.51, but like I said, you've got to balance that up, because you can go steady. Someone can have a fence down and still be quicker than you. But that's a really good set of 2 rounds from Emma Marlowe. Well done to her with Cherokee. So 60.51 for the first riders out for the Trailblazers. Daniel Blumen then to do his stuff. He stopped for a chat. He's gone for a team discussion down there.
He's perhaps looking at exactly where he might be able to shave the time off, because the time he's got to get them into the lead is 47.67, and that would be the fastest round yet by a long way.
I think they've got a little bit of a problem, because I just saw Daniel Blumen has gone out of the ring. So I'm not quite sure what's going on down there. But Daniel was having a discussion with the team. So we will see.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the Trailblazers. Of course, Daniel Blumen, he's got plenty to do with that time from Emma Marlowe. 60.51 was her time, and 47.67, that would be the time needed to go into the lead, and that would guarantee them a spot in the gold medal jump-off.
So I think there may have been an issue there. So I think what's going to happen... All right, okay. Daniel Blumen needed to be around about 47 seconds to go, and sensibly said, that's just not achievable. I can't do that. That's to try and get faster. So, yeah. Anyway, Trailblazers will go down with their score. It's obviously faster than those others, but it's not, because that will go automatically down into third place. So Spy Coast are definitely going to be in the top 2 there.
Interestingly, our fastest round so far is 51.42, but yeah, I mean, to take 4 seconds off that might have been a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, exactly. And they know at that point they're going to be into the third round, so doesn't need to ride that round. Save things. Let the teammate go out to the next round. Okay, so it is Eye Candy vying for a spot into that final. Will it be Spy Coast Spies? Will it be Helios alongside the team already up there against Eye Candy, rather? So Spy Coast Spies definitely in. Helios waiting. Eye Candy, can you do it?
Well, we said it in the first round, but they are the team that you would absolutely bank on. Paul O'Shea and Squirt Gun. He's the rider that you'd bank on as well. So many clears. On paper, they're a fantastically successful team. But he's riding for one of the spots in the gold medal jump off. Of course, Spy Coast Spies are definitely in. They have clinched their spot in that gold medal match.
There we go, and across the line in a time of around about 55 for Eye Candy there, and for Paul O'Shea 55.17 to be exact. So there we go, good round for them, 55.17. For getting into that next round, so 108 from the team, 108.18 from Team Helios. And thankfully Hannah's going to do the maths this time. I'm always trying to do the maths and get mixed up.
53.01. 53.01,
that's what they've got to be faster than to put themselves into that round and beat Team Helios. So 53.01.
We've had a couple of rounds faster than that already. That was 2 for Spy Coast Spice. So in theory, it's achievable.
It's achievable. I would say you'll guarantee, though, is you've got to leave them all up, because adding 3 seconds to that is going to be a really tough one.
Yeah, but this is the rider and horse combination, of course, that made the most appearances on the teams last year. Jacqueline Steffens and Freaky, they really know this format. They really know what they've got to do. Having said that, she's taking a bit of a steadier approach here.
She's a little bit steady at the moment from this. She gets a nice shot here to the plank. She's keeping it clear, but as I say a little bit earlier on, it's very nice keeping it clear, but if you're too steady, and this could be a little bit too steady for them. She's certainly trying. Nothing wrong with the rounds. We will see. She's got a chance here to really run, and I think she's getting instruction to run at the final few, and she's definitely up the pace. She's definitely taking a run here, because here the final few fences open up and give them a chance, but she's going to be beyond the 53. Look at the clock. It's up to 55, 56, 57, 57.09 for Jacqueline Steffens, and Freaky And so for a time of what, 1:12.26 for the team there. So it is going to be eye candy against the Trailblazers for the bronze medal. And then it's going to be the Coast Spies against Team Helios. What did I say about Team Helios a little bit earlier on? They're back in the game. Back in the game. That's the point.
Yeah, we might have thought with the 16 to start with that they might have been a little way down it, but they were so fast. Got them into this round. They were the dark horses a little bit, but they're so strong. So Team Helios and Coast Spies. One of those will take the win then.
Certainly will. Well, Coast Spies against Helios. It is going to be eye candy against the Trailblazers. Of course, it's going to be a different team this time, in terms of different rider for the team, because whoever didn't jump in that second round is the rider that jumps in the third round. So how will that work out? That means for the Coast Spies, it's Jordan Coyle Picador. Well, that's reminiscent of last year. In the opening round, that was in Traverse City, though. Coast Spies there, and Team Helios, they are going to be putting in Bliss Here's and Goodbye. And for the bronze medal, it should be the eye candy team against the Trailblazers. And for Team Eye Candy, it would then be for Connorswale and Theo 160. And for the Trailblazers, we'll be looking at Nikki Gallagher and Java's Miss Jordan. So that will be the lineup in the two sections. Like I say, it's about getting in position from that round 2 into round 3. They go over the same course, so no change to that. They've got a good handle on that one now.
Good handle on it, but they've really got to get the pace up again here. And I mean, Bliss Here's and Jordan Coyle, they are definitely riders that we would have expected. Connorswale, Nikki Gallagher. Again, these are such strong combinations, even jumping for the bronze medal.
Island v Island.
Island v Island.
Island v Island. This could be interesting indeed. And then Team Helios there with Bliss Here's for the USA. And Goodbye. And it is Island again in there with Jordan Coyle and Picador. So 3 for Island in the final stages here, and they'll be along in just a moment's time to take us into this final stage. Well, it is going to be, as I say, 1 rider from each team, same course, same format, 3 seconds to add. 1 team will walk away with a bronze medal, 1 will walk away with a silver medal, and 1 will walk away with a gold medal.
Yeah, you know, they're really choosing riders who are so experienced on these teams. Nikki Gallagher, he's going to be first out for the Trailblazers. Javas Miss Jordan is a horse that he rode on that team to some really good results. He's had a good few clears, but again, you know, it's important to jump the clear. It's important to keep the fences up. But as we've seen from the Trailblazers, you know, Emma Marlowe jumped a lovely clear, but 60.51 just meant that it was just too big of an ask for Daniel Blumen to get them into the gold medal jump off.
Yeah, just a reminder to you as well, tomorrow afternoon we're going to bring you the Grand Prix here from Thunderbird as part of Major League Show Jumping as well. Earlier on into the day will be the winning round 2. And for Thunderbird, it's part of 2 weeks of terrific competition. But this is just stage 1 of 10 throughout the season for Major League Jumping. The next stage will actually be in early August. We take a little bit of a break. We go into early August, I think it's 4th to the 7th of August, to Traverse City up in Michigan. The beautiful arena there as well, up along the lakes, up in the Great Lakes. They've got a great set of shows coming up, and we're looking forward to that. In fact, it was one of 2 visits to the Great Lakes this time, of course, with the American Gold Cup in September as well, part of Major League Show Jumping. And then we also take a spin off to Canada once again. We're back up here and heading to Angelstone near Toronto, and also to the Wesley Clayton Parks too at Ottawa. And then it's Mexico and California are also on the agenda. But currently looking across from our commentary box at the top of the snow-capped mountains here near Vancouver, and here in Langley, British Columbia, for what is going to be the final stages of team jumping here. So just going through those final tactics, just a little warm-up for those coming into the final round, and also looking forward to see who will be the one that gets interviewed at the end of this to see who our winner will be. Beautiful grass arena. It's been a wet few days, but thankfully the sun has been trying to peek its way out. A little bit of breeze has kept things drying out as well, and here we go into the final round. So it is one rider for each of the teams, and we'd say we go into reverse order. These Nicky Galligan and Jarvis Miss Jordan going first. This Grand Prix winning combination from Thermal last year. The Desert Horse Park, of course, La Quinta stage. 2 stages, including the final of Major League Jumping once again this year. Wonderful to head to the Desert Horse Park there. Great setup they've got there. Massive refurbishment work that's been done over that wonderful arena, and a great venue to head to. So, starting off with Nicky Galligan for the Trailblazers with Jarvis Miss Magic, and it's the Jarvis Miss Jordan. And it is the same course, as we said. So, key here is what's going to happen on the spin back. Across the Oxer. Hopefully number 13 on his back. That reflects ranking within the team is not an unlucky one. It certainly is not. Gets a good spring over the planks. Now, as you saw before, this is the part of the course they can really accelerate. They're calling from the sides. It's go, go, go is all he can hear as he heads for home. Pressure's on to the final vertical, and that's good. 52.56. 52.56 from Nicky Galligan there. And Jarvis Miss Jordan, 52.56. Will it be enough to secure the bronze for the Trailblazers? We'll just have to wait and see. But that's a very good spin for the Irishman. 3 Irishmen into this final stage here. I'll say this is the bronze medal round, so this is where they're fighting for the bronze medal position. Trailblazers laying it down at 52.56.
Following our bronze medal jump off, we will have the head-to-head matchup to decide gold and silver between Helios and Coast Spies.
The second team to head into battle for bronze. And just coming, but just taking a little comfort break on the way in just a moment. No rush. Comfy and ready to go. There you see the Thunderbird team colours of orange in the background. And just setting up for the presentation. Tiffany Foster's mum. Lovely lady that she is. Both of them. And see Steve Bond's hat there. He's perched up. Ashley explaining exactly, I think, how success comes. And then a shot across. You can see just a little bit of breeze blowing through the trees here. Just a little bit of a threat of a couple of droplets there in the sky. Nicky Galligan laying down the score of 52.56. Just over the back there. Warm-up areas as they come under the tower here in the Grand Prix Fort Arena. It's not far from the beautiful town of Fort Langley. And in very easy distance of the stunning Olympic city of Vancouver.
Congressman and 160 making their way up to the gate. The task at hand here in our bronze medal jump off 52.56.
And just after a little hesitation, our eye candy challengers will be heading in, and that's going to be Connor Swale, of course, and Theo 160. Then what you'll see is the 2 teams fighting for the gold medal position. So this is the decider for the bronze, whichever is the faster of the 2 here, whether it's Nicky Galligan with his time, or whether it's going to be Connor Swale. Nicky's time 52.56. Looks a little cooler, but nice weather here. And eye candy, their music playing out, their rider walks in. We're ready to go. The world number 5. Winner here already this week. Gets a chance to prove himself once again. It's a good look around. Swale calm, but also can manufacture around under pressure. So this for the bronze. World Cup winner here in September last year, part of a number of World Cup wins he put together. And remember, Connor Swale also was the man who rode to the win for the eye candy team at the final stage at the Desert Horse Park last year as well. Cuts a line at the Caladay fence. Quick across the centre, really using the pace. How much of this pace he can keep up in this turn, we'll see. He can't, he's got 3 seconds to add. He's got a lot to make up now. He pulls back to get the horse back underneath him, get the power. Is he going to go chasing? I'm not quite sure he is, because by this point, to get Nicky Gallagher's time that was very fast, he is going to be really having to do something special. Nicky's time, of course, 52.56. That would mean he'd have to go around in 49 something, and he's not going to do that. So the bronze medal going to go in the direction of the Trailblazers team. And it's going to be a final time 69.41 with 3 seconds added. But once he'd had the fence, he knew it was unlikely, well, almost impossible to get still 3 seconds faster than the time set by Nicky. So steadied off, cruised for home to finish off the round. Eye Candy will be in the 4th position this week. Don't quite get the start they have had previously. It's going to be a tough one to dominate this year with such strength between the teams. First year was really finding the feel of how the team competition works, and this year it is very much boots on and let's go. We have got this worked out. So final 2 teams battling for the silver and the gold. Team Helios and the Coast Spies. Jordan Coyle for the Coast Spies, and for Team Helios it is going to be the Ride for Bliss Here's and Goodbye. Now, tough one for them. They didn't have the ideal passage through the first round, but they can very quickly put that behind them, because this is a new scene, a new painting, and a new creation to make here. And light horse that really has got a fast run about it, a little bit of thoroughbred about it. This is one that could put that final run under pressure. Jordan Coyle going to go last with Picador, looking for a repeat of how he started off in 2021. Good so far. Now this key turn back. Smaller horse, able to get the energy. Can they get the power? Yes, they do. Now Bliss can start to run, because we know this final part of the course gets a lot faster. That little handbrake turn, the speed bump in the middle part of the course, and the turn back to the plank. Out of there in 38 seconds. This could be home around 50 in total. Oh, I thought it had stayed, it hadn't. Sits on the back bar of the Atco Oxa. 3 seconds to add, skews at the last. 58.77, so 6 seconds were added to that. It would have been 52.77, which was very quick, but as you see here, go to get across it and almost stayed there. The last, though, they tried to cut into it, gave it every single effort, but wasn't to be for Team Helios. So the worst they're going to finish in silver anyway. And but it is going to be time of 58.77. So Jordan Coyle has some breathing space. What does he do? He doesn't need to go full on health for leather here, but he also doesn't want to be too cautious in case you have a fence down. And looking at the way they're going off, I don't think there's any option other than fast. Rode this horse to the first win in Traverse City, back on the inaugural leg last year. He's going to stay with his plan. Cuts across the first two fences easily. Now going down over the plank, looking good. He's keeping this efficient enough. This is looking good. This is looking on song for the Coast Spies. Ooh, a little bit of a danger run to the Atco Oxer. Now just the final fence. He's got time in hand. He's got room. Oh, he's got less room there with the last fence dropping. 52.28. I think there's 3 seconds to add. Yes, there is. 55.28. The gap wasn't that big in the end. The final fence drops, but it's enough to secure the win for the Coast Spies. Jordan Coyle flicks back that final fence. Good effort in the end, and just enough. Couldn't have afforded another one. But good stuff from Jordan Coyle as they go on their lap. We're going to take another look at that winning round in just a moment's time. But Jordan Coyle putting them back on the podium for the newly named Coast Spies. There we go, across the arena. Scene of excitement here this afternoon once again. Will be again tomorrow for the 5-star Grand Prix. There's the final results. Coast Spies take the gold medal. Helios, Team Helios in second, 58.77. So they're 1 and 2. Third place going to the Trailblazers, and they will take third on 52.56. Fastest of the group, but they were in the third and fourth group, so the best they could do was bronze medal. And Eye Candy finishing in fourth, gets some good points on the board. Not a bad start, but I know they'd have liked the number 1 position, but it will still leave them in good standing to get a good run at 2022. So the Coast Spies will be the winning team. Who was that team in total? Shane Sweetnam, Lacey Gilbertson, and of course there to finish it off with Jordan Coyle as the last to go, once again securing the win for them. And a top ride from him. It got close, it got a little bit squeaky towards the end, and we're going to take another look at that in just a moment for quite how he did that. So let's take another look at Jordan Coyle securing the victory here at Thunderbird for the Coast Spies. Here we go, as we said, under pressure at the time. Went off like a wasp had taken a bite. Round to our first, and as I say, he'd got a little bit of breathing room. Turned out not a lot in the end, because he was very well aware if they'd had a fence down, you didn't want to be in the position of playing it a little bit too careful. Cuts across the Premier Equestrian fence. Here was the crucial turn all the way through that jump off. They left a little bit of space there to get a good cut across that. Again, just looking to slice across the plank. And this is another part of the course they can just lean forward and get the speed going. Just had to go and give a little reminder coming down the hill. And this is where they looked as though they'd got it secured, but they just had to be a little bit careful at this last. It didn't quite get there, flicked back from them, and they would add 3 seconds, but it was enough. 52-8 became 55-8. Jordan Coyle and Picador did what they were sent to do. They brought home the win. Little look over that penultimate fence, and there the last. A spin out of the cups, but enough to take home the trophy. And we're going to head down and catch up with our winning team in just a moment. We're going to be down with Hannah. Ribbons adorning them as well. And it is going to be great to hear from them. As I say, it was the team that were in the shape of the Lucky Charms last year, and now the Coast Spies. Of the new guys there. Few new faces onto the team this year. And it is a strong team right the way through. Very strong teams across the board this year, which is going to be really, really interesting to see. So as a reminder that the next stage, we get a little bit of a breather before the next stage in August in Traverse City, as we'll head to Michigan. And that is going to be the second stage of what is 10 stages overall for our team competition, to say. And also a reminder, it is going to be Grand Prix time tomorrow too, on this wonderful grass arena here at Thunderbird. Flags flying, presentation coming up for our leading team. So our winning team walking up to join Hannah as well, to get a little bit of insight on how the win came together. Team captain Shane Sweetnam there. Looks like alongside Lacey Gilbertson as our two put forward to discuss their win here this afternoon in Canada. So we're going to hand you down to Hannah and the team, and to hear from them about their success here this afternoon.
Let's go down to Hannah in the field, interviewing our winner here today in just a few moments as he makes his way over.
Well, of course, we're here now with the winners of Coast Spies. Congratulations. With those 16 points in the first round, did you think that you could still win this?
After previously gone, once we made it on, then start from scratch again, and with some good horses and fast horses, and I thought we could make it.
And as you say, you know, you've just touched on the speed there, but Lacey, the three of you were so super fast, and that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
How was this for you? How is it riding here in this arena?
This is my first time here, and so far so good. I really enjoy the show.
And it's fantastic, isn't it, to have these team competitions? Tell us a little bit about the team spirit. Jordan, tell us a bit about that.
Oh yeah, we have a good team spirit. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Lacey. Big time today. My first round wasn't so good. But yeah, no, we have a very good team spirit. I think everyone does. Everyone enjoys this competition.
But of course, a win at the first leg is so crucial. Does that really set things up for the rest of the season for you? What's the plan for the rest of the year?
We won the first one last year as well, and we were in the running and lost a bit as we got on in the year. But I think this year we have a stronger squad, and every show we'll be putting our best foot forward and hopefully be there at the end for the bonus.
Well, congratulations to all three of you and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, thank you. What about the mascot? Oh, here we go.
Mascot just in the arena as well. Neon, look out for that. Can't miss him. He is literally that. Those colours. Muscular. There he is. There's Neon. Having a dance in the arena. The mascot for the Major League Jumping this year. In a new edition. Muscled up, ready to go. Fit, athletic horse that he is, and like they are in the Major League. I think we're going to have trouble controlling him this season. His stride's going to have to be a little bit longer though, and he's going to have to be a little bit faster than that. Speed is the order of the day in Major League. So just a minute or two away from our presentation. Oh, he's been joined. He's going to get a leg up. Yeah, you give it a go. Go on. Looks big when you're standing on the floor. Nope, no. See, that's how big the fences are they jump. It's too high. It's too much. Oh, clatter right on his foot. Let me show you how to do it. No chance. Absolutely no chance. If one of these two is going to be faster, I'm going to put money on the horse. Okay, you have a go. Then bring up ready. I do know a couple of guys that can, from the floor, jump those fences, but I'm definitely not going to attempt it.
And now we shall welcome back our bronze, silver, and gold medal teams. Bronze and silver will enter on foot. And
teams are getting ready to head in and ready for our presentation of this first stage of Major League show jumping. And leading out the squads on foot for our teams in silver and bronze. And love a hat today. There we see Ashley Bond, Eugenio Garza, Daniel Blumen, Nikki Gallagher, all for their respective teams. Team Helios in second in the end. Bliss Hears, Ashley Bond, Eugenio Garza. Trailblazers in third with Emma Marlowe, Daniel Blumen, and Nikki Gallagher. And there, on their mounts, Coast Spies winning team, Lacey Gilbertson, Shane Sweetnam, and Jordan Coyle. Walking out our presentation party to present to our winners, accompanied by our three hostesses there, Gracie, Halia and Emily. Thank you to them, and of course those two, but they're just trying to take the limelight. Don't worry about them. Take camera off them. Let's concentrate on our teams.
And representing Major League Show Jumping, co-founder of MLSJ, Kian White. And now we shall invite our bronze
ready to
medalists
step forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Trailblazers.
White there, co-founder of Major League Jumping, alongside Jane Tidball. Family behind the Thunderbird Show Park. And Chris Pack, manager here. And stepping forward in the third place, going to the Trailblazers. Emma Marlowe, Daniel Blumen, and Nikki Galligan, top three. Chris Pack coming forward with the medals. Jane with the flowers. Kian White coming forward to congratulate, say co-founder Major League alongside Matt Morrissey.
Now we invite our silver medalists to the podium. Team Helios.
And Team Helios finishing in the second spot. Team Helios of Eugenio Garza, Bliss Hears, and Ashley Bond.
Taking their place at the top of the podium,
And the winning team coming forward. There we go. It is the Coast Spies, as they are this year. Lucky Charms they started off as last year. Now with a new name, some familiar faces, and it stays very familiar because the first winning rider last year to ride off for the win was Jordan Coyle, and with the same horse Picador, he does it once again, this time in Thunderbird. Lacey Gilbertson taking the flowers and the medals, and team captain Shane Sweetnam receiving his medal now from Chris Pack. Photo with them all. Thankfully, rain has stayed away. Oh, you two, will you get out? There we go. That's better. That's what we want. Keeping a little fun in the sport.
There they are, your top three teams. Bronze medalist Trailblazers, silver medalist Helios, and the gold medalist
gold, silver and bronze this time around. Champagne time. They've got to get all the goodies down. All our team got to get out of the way. Lynn's get caught in the middle of that. She's not careful. And away we go. Champagne moments. Oh, they've got to get that dry cleaned too. Shane is spraying his champagne in all directions. Bliss can't get the top off. He's swinging it around like lemonade. Got it. I'm not sure that it's how it works, Bliss, but you know, either way, it means you got some on him. Ashley Bonds out of ammo. There we go. Dry bottle. What could we say? Nikki Galligan brave enough to try a swig of it.
And now we will ask our winning team, the
So our winning team to remount and head out on their victory gallop, and we'll conclude our first stage of the Major League Jumping Team competition. I say next step we'll tell you about in just a few moments' time. But the Coast Spies ready to hop up. Lacey Gilbertson Shane Sweetnam, and of course Jordan Coyle. All set for the victory lap.
Ask of our champions. It's time for our gold medal winner, Jordan Coyle, to lead the way around the ring on behalf of Coast Spies in today's victory ride.
And all set on the victory gallop. Congratulations to our winning team this time. Long way to go though in the championship. This is only stage 1 completed. 9 more are on the agenda for the coming year. And so we get a bit of a breather until August. And then they start coming thick and fast. And so it's going to take us up and down the Americas. Canada, Mexico, and of course to the USA as well.
As they come back around, put your hands together for the great members of Team Coast Spies. Jordan Coyle,
Coast Spies victorious here at Thunderbird.
Great job by them, and what was a fantastic afternoon of competition here with the teams from Major League Show Jumping. Don't forget our next stop is
So wrapping things up for the day, as I say, it is Saturday, Sunday features the Grand Prix here tomorrow as well. Team standings, of course, will be exactly as the result is, being the first stage here. So Coast Spies to be at the top of that after this opening stage of Thunderbird. And to remind you, upcoming is going to be our next event in Traverse City in, well, actually a good few weeks' time, which is going to be 4th to the 7th of August. Looking forward to that, and I know that's a venue you can dip into in the meantime as well, because they've got lots going on starting from, I think, possibly even next week. Coast Spies top there with 10 points. Helios in second on the 8. 6 for the Trailblazers. Eye Candy 5. 4, 3, 2, 1 down the list. Crusaders, well, they got the pole position coming into the class, but unfortunately weren't able to convert and finish on Uno points. And the 8th place this time around. So let's remind you where we head next. Well, that's it from all of us here in Thunderbird, and so we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the Grand Prix. See you then. From all of us, it is for now. Good night.